All right, let's see my video. All right, so let's see. We're getting live. We're live. It is 8:28, everybody, and it's Thursday. We're about to get started pretty soon. Waiting for others to log on. We're going over our Smart Money Kit. So bear with us as we get started. Let's see. All righty, folks, I'm logging on. I see things coming up. If you're watching live in a Learn to Earn group, go ahead and download this Zoom app. It's free, and you can enter the conference ID number to get on live with us, so you can see exactly on the screen. If you do not have it, then of course you can be watching on our Facebook page live. I think it'd be better if we go live and you do the Zoom app, so you can see each other's face and communicate there. Facebook, you just gonna have to watch. So that's why I want to advise you to go ahead and do that. And we're gonna wait to a few more associates and customers get on and wait for our other coach. Okay, let's see what this is. All right, Criddle, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Where are you calling from?
Robinsonville, Mississippi.
Robinsonville, Mississippi. All right. Awesome. Waiting on Coach Joseph to get on as well. We can get started on here and talk about our Smart Money Kit. All right.
Do I need to pull up anything from Econ, from my Econ?
Are you on, let's see, the Zoom? Are you with your phone or are you on with your computer?
My computer.
Okay. Well, we can watch it through the system and you can go back and do it. Like I said, if you had your phone,
cool.
Yeah, you can do that. We're gonna pretty much share screens, so you know exactly what we're doing. You can always go back and watch the video, but we're gonna pretty much show how to navigate through the system and go over some videos and things.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. There's some people texting me in 1 second. All right, we got another person from California. Let me see. Let's see who that is. LG, is that Miss Cherie from Las Vegas? Is that you? Let's see. Can you hear me now? I'll meet you. Okay. She has hers on this part wall. There you go. Is that Miss Cherie from Las Vegas? There's somebody in the background. All right. Yeah, what the? All right, it's 8:35. Only 3 more minutes. Okay, see Cherie's in. It's stuck. Okay. You better hear me now, Miss Cherie. All right.
Yeah. Ah. Go up, E-Rex.
Okay, I see what it is. That's the mouse. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. I see you on Joseph. There you go. Make sure I'm here real quick. Take you off mute. All right. All right, Joseph, when you get settled in, you can unmute so people can hear us as well. Someone got their hand raised. Who is that? Let's see. Yes, Cherie.
Hey.
Hey, okay, I see your hand raised. All right, there we go. There we go. Uh-huh. Out there in Las Vegas.
Yep.
All right. All right. All right, Joseph. All right, let me test your speaker, Joseph, if you're on there.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Chris?
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. All right, we got Cherie, we got Demario Moss, we got Miss Criddle on the line. They actually came in by Zoom. All right, that's awesome. So that's a good thing. You know, we're technology driven, and you know this new day and age and things. So a lot of people said we are that's on here is going to be part of our Learn to Earn group, which is part of entrepreneurship through my econ. But we also have customers who was interested in doing this the Smart Money Kit, where they can learn how to improve their credit themselves. And so I think that was a good thing about the company we'll be doing with, because we are teaching financial education from the whole 9 yards, from improving our finances, improving our credit. And that's what we said we want to meet on Thursdays to give people what they want. And what most people have been talking about is saying that we need to improve our credit. And I think you shared a video before how a lot of people are paying $50 to $100 monthly, $1,000 yearly, for the credit services and stuff. And then sometimes we end up in the same situation that we got to pay again, or we don't learn from our mistakes and have it. So this is one thing that we said we want to do for the Learn and Earn group is help us learn so we can better improve our financial situations and for, to help build generational wealth. All right, Joseph, you have anything to say on that? Welcome to the call as one of the Learn and Earn coaches here tonight.
No, basically what I want to say is I want to welcome everybody on the call tonight to this training. Thank you for participating in this challenge. So we all have certain things that we face in life, and especially when it comes to our finances. And so a lot of times we want to do things to improve our financial situations, but we don't know where to start. We don't have a plan, and we don't really have a strategy. So one of those areas is credit. And as Chris alluded to earlier, there are a lot of companies out there that charge people an exorbitant amount of money to so-called repair their credit, but they only address one aspect of it. So with the credit challenge, we wanted to do something different. Instead of you just paying someone to do something for you, and then if they correct it, you still don't know what they did. So if something happens again, you got to pay some more money. This way, we're doing it. We want to learn how to do it. That's the premise of this movement, the Learn and Earn. We want to learn how to do it so we can be educated enough to know the process, know what's going on behind the scenes. And then we can actually save money. And when we save money, we're earning money. We're earning money for ourselves to be able to invest for when we decide to retire and no longer want to work. So I'm just ready. I'm excited to get this challenge going, ready to get into the Smart Money Kit so we can start the process of repairing our credit and seeing what we can make happen over the next 90 days.
Awesome. All right, just some housekeeping. If you get in, try to mute the phone. We will have time to raise hands and questions, especially mute. We're going to play some module videos because we're going to show you in between these training days and weeks that you can go back and review the Smart Money Kit system yourself, watch the videos several times. You can go back, pause. That's what I love about it. Pretty much you are educating yourself into your speed. It doesn't have to go fast. You can hit stop, pause, go to this step, and we're going to show you about that. So I'm going to get ready to share the screen and show you how to get to the system. If you have any questions, just click the raise your hand button, and I will get to you on there. I'm going to go ahead and type it in there. All right. All right, so everybody can see that. All right, so Joseph, if you don't mind, I want to go ahead and get started and tell people how to access their account. Is that all right?
Okay, so you want me to do you want me to access mine?
Sure. What I would do is I'll allow you to do that. Hold on. You want to do that?
Or it doesn't matter. Either one is. If you already have your pulled up, we can go at it that route as well.
Okay, I'll pull it up now. It's fine with me.
All right.
All right. Let me share screen. All right. Everybody, can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. So what you can do is go to your My Econ website. Most of you are part of My Econ where we're doing it. Mine is Calendar Services. So what you do is you would type in your web address, go there, and once you click there, you click on login. Okay. But let's say let's just walk you through. All right. We should know how to log in, but here we go. And this is our whole My Econ system. If you click on login, all right. All right, type whatever your login information is, click on it. I'm just going through. Password, login. Now, part of this Smart Money Kit system is part of our whole income shifting membership. For the $34.95 a month that we're doing it, we're getting the financial tools, the training videos. You can see all this stuff here. But right here is a total package, which I love, is our income shifting membership, because we're learning a lot. I mean, everything we need built in from ID Defender. We got a tax advice and preparation, discount travel, cashback model, capital manager, strategist, you name it. All right, so right here is where we go. If you see the screen, I want you all to be able to, go back, look at this right here, this video. All right, always is good that when you see stuff on live on Facebook, if you're not on the Zoom meeting, if you're watching live, go ahead and hit the likes and loves and things that way. So when we do these trainings, it alerts you to jump on. So what we're gonna do is come right here to the Smart Money Kit. Everybody should see that. When you click on Income Shifting Membership, here's all the different tools that we have available for you. Right here. At your discretion. There we go. Now, what I'm about to do is, the first thing it talks about introduction, because some people, we heard about it, but have not been back to the Smart Money Kit and still don't even know what it is. I'm going to play this short video, and hopefully you better hear it. Let me know if you better hear it, everyone. Joseph, if I'm doing this right, I know you're pretty good with Zoom, but let's see if it works. And I want to just share this screen, and you should be able to watch it if you're on Zoom or if you're on Facebook Live. To kind of introduce the system, what we're going to do today is show the system, kind of explain what it is, and then we're going to go and try to cover modules 1 and 2, and then be out of there. All right, and we give you an assignment and what we expect for next time we meet. So let's follow along with me if you don't mind. Let me go ahead and make this screen larger. All right, Joseph, does it look large? Can you see it?
Yes.
Everybody see it? All right, here we go. All right, let me hit play and tell me if you can. Let me turn it up. Make sure we hear that. All right, so like I said, this is the introduction to part, because we're going to be moving through the modules and stuff and the things we're doing. We're going to have assignments to do for our 90-day credit challenge. And in between the modules, you have responsibilities to do yourself. And that's why the Smart Money Kit is going to help you and guide us through it. So I'm going to let that do most of the teaching, because that's what it is. It's doing the teaching for us. So that way, if we're not at seminars, things, we can get on with this, and you can hit play. Like I said, hit pause, and we go. So let's start this real quick. Let me know if you hear the sound.
Welcome to the Smart Money Kit. The Smart Money Kit is an educational training system that empowers people to build credit, eliminate their debt, and grow their cash flow. In our current system, we are offering 750 Credit Plan. 750 Credit Plan is a detailed do-it-yourself credit repair education training. Inside 750 Credit Plan, you will find over 2 hours of credit training. You will learn what financial aspects affect your credit score and how you can enhance your credit utilizing score building techniques. The Smart Money system also offers 750 monitoring. With 750 monitoring, you're able to track and monitor changes in your credit. If there are any significant changes or suspicious activity, you are immediately notified. 750 monitoring offers one of the lowest cost points in the industry for credit monitoring. For only $23.95, you can get 6 months of credit monitoring coverage, or for only $34.95, you can get a full year's worth of credit coverage. In addition, at any time, you can order one credit bureau report with scores for the low cost of $4, or all credit bureau reports with 3 scores for the low cost of $8. Many times, people are unaware of derogatory items that show up on their credit report until they actually apply for a loan, when it's already too late. 750 monitoring keeps you in the know. Finally, the Smart Money system offers our award-winning income shifting strategy training. Here you will learn how to add more cash flow into your household. Under this system, you will learn how to find extra dollars through 2 strategies: minimizing expenses and W-4 adjustments. These 2 strategies can put hundreds of dollars of positive cash flow back into your pockets. But our income shifting strategy doesn't stop there. Once you have discovered your positive cash flow, we can use that cash flow to rapidly eliminate debt using our debt eliminator calculator, which snowballs your debt down to 0. With positive cash flow and 0 debt, you are then directed to our financial calculator, which will show you just how quickly your money can grow for you and produce assets that can generate passive income for life. The Smart Money Kit is a comprehensive kit that empowers people to build their credit, eliminate their debt, and grow their cash flow. You now have access to that empowerment.
All right. So I hope everybody saw the video. What you think about it? Anybody got some feedback? Joseph? Think about the introduction right there about the whole Smart Money Kit and what it has to offer.
All right. So I'm glad the Smart Money Kit is designed the way it is, and it gives an overview of what to expect. When it comes down to credit repair, again, as I stated earlier, most people don't know where to start. So this system teaches us on the front end that we got to actually take the time out to learn everything that we need to know before we even get started with our credit repair. There are certain things that we need to do before we pull our reports. We need to get our minds prepared for what we're about to engage in. I'm glad that it addresses the income shifting strategies, because one of the things that we're going to talk about along the way is if you're engaging in credit repair and you're not going to pay your bills, then there's no point to doing the credit repair. So we want to put you in a position to be able to pay those bills, pay that credit card debt off. So your credit repair process and your credit rebuilding process is one that is positive. And the way we're going to do that is by sharing with you this income shifting strategy that's going to teach you how to bring some cash flow back in, and you can use the extra cash flow to eliminate your credit card debt, to eliminate your car notes and things of that nature. So all of this works hand in hand. But first, you have to know exactly what it is you're trying to do. So we're all trying to get to a certain destination with our scores. This just happens to be the 750 credit plan. So we got a goal in mind. We've got a goal in sight. Now we're going to start to implement a plan that's going to allow us to get there step by step. So I think the opening module is pretty good. Gives us an overview of what we're looking for, what we're going to be doing. And now we're going to take it step by step and move forward.
Right. And I believe it showed, like you said, two more things that it offers that we can go through the modules. It talks about credit monitoring. You know, that's another important thing that it said that we can do, and you know, keep up what's happening day by day and things with our credit, things going up, things going down. So that's another thing, feature we talk about towards the end, and you know, offer that to show our team members, you know, what can they do and what can they do, you know, use. I know many people talked about credit monitoring system, so that's one we can use right there. That's part of the system, and I'll let you talk more about that towards the end. But I'm going to move on and pretty much navigate and share my screen again about how to get started with Module 1. So follow me here, if you don't mind. All right. All right, so back here again, if everybody can see this right here, you should be able to see me and you see the screen. All right, so once we did logged into our income shifting membership, we click back on Smart Money Kit. Okay. If we scroll down, we just saw the introduction video. All right. Here's the three choices that they talked about in the video from the 750 credit plan. Is what we're going to talk about tonight. We got also talking about the monitoring system and the income shifting strategy. But let's talk about right here. We click on the credit plan because many people who got on tonight really want to desire to improve their credit. Even if they got good credit, you know, we always can get better. You know, we can never stop learning. So let's just click right here. This is what you're going to do. When you go back and watch the video, or if you follow me along, click right there. And now look right here, everybody. Look what you have total access to. Look at all these modules and training modules that you can do, including the income shifting module. And it tracks you and tell you about your status. And that's what I love about it, because it's monitoring your progress. So you know, okay, do I need to go back? Is my first lesson complete? And like I said, it's like a class. And so what better way to track our results to make sure keeping us accountable until what we have covered, what we have not covered, you know, what's our goal. So what we're going to do tonight is cover Module 1, which says Introduction to the 750 Credit Plan. It says, in this module, you will get a tour of the website and lesson on how credit scores are calculated. So what we're going to do is click on Module 1. Now, I already been playing with it, so it says different stats, but look right here, Module 1. I'm just going to scroll down. Before I hit play the video with you all, I want you to look right here, that way so you become familiar with it. Module 1 talks about the credit plan membership portal. It's a walkthrough. It says, welcome to the 750 credit plan membership. We've worked to create an immersive digital learning experience. In this video, you will be introduced to the membership site and be given a virtual tour. I said below are links to 2 very important documents that will be referenced throughout this course. All right, so let's take a look right quick at these 2 documents by download. It talks about the Fair Credit Reporting Act. It talks about the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So a lot of times, you know, people reporting, different credit companies are reporting things, but there's a certain act and rights that you have for what they can do and how to report. All right, so let's go right here. I'm going to share this one. Let's click on Module 1A. We're going to cover Module 1A, Module 1B, and we have time. We'll cover Module 2A and 2B. The videos are not long, but it gives you information and sight. So I want you to follow along with me. All you got to do is, all right, I'm on a larger screen. This is Module 1A. Let's begin.
Welcome to the 750 Credit Plan. This is the membership portal walkthrough. In this quick video, I will give you a simple tour of the 750 Credit Plan website. At the very top of the page, you will notice the introduction to the 750 Credit Plan membership course page. This is the home page for the 750 Credit Plan. The 750 Credit Plan is a training portal that will teach you how to repair your credit for yourself, saving you hundreds of dollars by avoiding credit repair companies. It is recommended that you go through all of the training first so that you understand everything that is required of you to begin repairing your credit. The blue bar will start your first lesson, which will be module number 1. You can also scroll down and see all of the available course lessons listed as modules and jump directly to any particular module. In the upper left sidebar is a menu. This menu takes you to the Smart Money Kit, the 750 Credit Plan, the 750 Credit Monitoring, and the Income Shifting module. Let's click Start Your First Lesson and look at module number 1. The first thing you will notice is the breadcrumb trail in the upper left. It will always inform you where you are within the training portal. Below in the navigation pane, you will see the module number and the current progress bar, which measures how far along within the training you are compared to completion. Below the progression bar is the duration time. This time is based on the videos on this page and the time it will take to review all videos in this module. Below the progression bar is a button directing you to the next lesson. Once you are finished with this training, you can proceed to the next lesson. In later modules, you will see both the next lesson and previous lesson options to click on. We do not see previous lessons with this module because it is the first module. Below this button is the navigation bar with links to each module page. This allows you to jump to any module that you desire to review. Each module will have at least one video training to view. There is a description box below the video providing information about what the video training covers. Below the video description box is a resource section marked Download. Many of the modules will have additional resources that can be downloaded. These documents are often in PDF format as well as DOCX format. This allows you the ability to open the document and edit if needed. Note, not all downloadable documents are designed to be edited. After watching the first video, you can scroll down to the next video and be presented with the same layout. Once you have watched all the videos on the module page, you will see the progression bar at the end of the page and be able to click the next lesson button to view the next module. When you click the next lesson button, you will find the next module with the same layout. The only difference with this layout is the option to go back to the previous lesson. The rest of the modules are the exact same. Let's scroll down and click on the income shifting module. The income shifting module is laid out the same way as all other modules. The only difference is there are tools built into this page. These tools will help you with utilizing the income shifting strategy, which shall be explained later in the course. Finally, there is the 750 credit monitoring link. This link will take you to the sign-up screen for our credit monitoring plan. You can order 6 months of the credit monitoring plan for a one-time cost of $23.95 or 12 months of credit monitoring for a one-time cost of $34.95. This concludes the quick tour of the 750 credit plan membership. Now go view the video training and start working on improving your credit scores today.
All right, so that was the first video, and notice here's our current progress. It went through module 1. All right, it's telling us right now that we are in module 1 training. You can always go back and look and see where you are. All right, so Joseph, you can see these, kind of read these right here and share what it's talking about, the Fair Credit Report Act and what it's for. It kind of explains right there in these two.
Okay, here, as it alluded to, we have some additional resources that are at our disposal within this Smart Money Kit. A lot of times, we as consumers are not aware of the rights that are afforded to us. And credit is one of those areas where we don't know any of our rights. We really just sign up, we enter into agreements, and then things happen to us over a period of time. Things that negatively impact credit, that negatively impact our ability to enjoy the lifestyle that we and because we're it's fortunate that we have Asset Credit Reporting Act here, as well as the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, because those are some of the things that guide us in the credit repair process. There's some things by law that allows us to be able to dispute things that are on our report. It's our right to. It's our right to request that things that aren't accurate be removed from our reports. So having access to this document does you no good if you don't read it. So as we go through this process, we're going to challenge each other to read these documents and become familiar with them. We don't have to be experts, but I would advise you to download the document so you can have it on your local computer or whatever device you have, and that way you'll always have access to it. And what we'll do is we'll discuss these particular documents and things of that nature to make sure we're educating ourselves in the manner in which we should be.
All right. Thank you, Joseph. So, folks, if you see what he just said, if you come right here, you can download it. If you click on it, it takes you right there. Fair Credit Reporting Act. Okay, and also, if you don't know, it's been revised back in May of 2016. All right, and there's a document you see. You can go through there, and it tells about all our documents. All right. Next, we also have, you can download the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Click on their link. You can download and you can read through there. So there's things that we can read and really get stuff we don't have access to and documents. But now this module is giving us the exact link or where to go, where to read things. If we really want to see what is our the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act, people doing all these collectors and calling us and stuff, and what's our rights for them calling. What can they do? What should they not be doing? How should they not really be talking to us and demanding certain things? So that's some stuff you need to know. And if you don't know, they can harass you and do a lot of different things. So make sure you click on there. Next, we're going to go down, move on to module 1B. All right, I'm going to go ahead. This module, it talks about, payment history, credit utilization, length of credit history, new credit credit mix. So this video would explain the weight and importance of each component. Let's click on there for our training.
Your credit score is one of the most important measures of your credit worthiness. Currently, the three major credit bureaus use two main models, FICO and VantageScore. This means that you can have both a VantageScore and FICO score, and lenders can choose which model they like to use. Most lenders, around about 90%, use FICO scores, while the other 10% use VantageScore. For your credit score, it's a three-digit number ranging between 300 to 850, and is based on metrics developed by the Fair Isaac Corporation. The higher your score, the less risky you are to lenders. By understanding what impacts your credit score, you can take steps to improve it. While the Fair Isaac Corporation is tight-lipped about exactly how the score is calculated, they do give the weights on various criteria that they use to come up with your score. We're going to take these criteria and develop a game plan on how to create the best outcome. Your credit scores consider both positive and negative information found on your credit report. Late payments will lower your credit scores, but establishing or reestablishing a good track record of making payments on time will raise your score. Your credit score is based on the following 5 factors. Payment history. Your payment history accounts for 35% of your score. This shows whether you make payments on time, how often you miss payments, how many days past the due date you pay your bills, and how recently payments have been missed. The higher your proportion of on-time payments, the higher your score will be. Every time you miss a payment, you negatively impact your score. However, a few late payments are not an automatic score killer. An overall good credit picture can outweigh 1 or 2 instances of late credit card payments. Having no late payments on your credit report doesn't mean you'll get a perfect score. Your payment history is just one piece of the information used in calculating your credit scores. Credit utilization. How much you owe on loans and credit cards makes up 30% of your score. This is based on the entire amount you owe, the number and types of accounts you have, and the proportion of the money owed compared to how much credit you have available. Using a high percentage of your available credit means you're close to maxing out your credit cards, which can have a negative impact on your credit score. On the other hand, using a low percentage of your available credit can have a positive impact. In some cases, a low credit utilization ratio will have a more positive impact on your credit score than not using any of your available credit at all. So how do you know where the utilization sweet spot is? The general rule is to keep the amount of debt you owe on your credit cards below 30%, ideally 10% of your available credit line. It's also important to note that your current account balance isn't necessarily the balance that shows up on your credit report. Your account balance on your credit report will reflect the account balance your lender reported to the credit bureau, typically the balance from your latest monthly statement. So even if you pay your credit card balances in full each month, your account balance won't necessarily show on your credit report as zero. Some people opt to pay off their credit cards before the statement balance is created in order to show a zero statement balance and a low utilization. Length of credit history. The length of your credit history accounts for 15% of your score. The longer your history of making timely payments, the higher your score will be. It may seem wise to avoid applying for credit and carrying debt, but it can actually hurt your score if lenders have no credit history to review. Your credit scores take into account how long your credit accounts have been established, including the age of your oldest account, the age of your newest account, and an average age of all of your accounts. Types of credit. The types of accounts you have make up 10% of your score. Having a mix of accounts, including installment loans, home loans, retail, and credit cards, may improve your score. Two major account types are considered: revolving credit, accounts with different payments each month based on a balance, like credit cards, and installment accounts, a loan with a fixed payment over a given span of time, like student loans or a mortgage. There is no real ideal version of a credit mix. It isn't essential to have each one, but it's a good idea to have a variety to show you can responsibly manage different types of debt. Having credit cards and installment loans with a good payment history will raise your credit scores. People with no credit cards tend to be viewed as a higher risk than people who have managed credit cards responsibly. New credit. Recent credit activity makes up the final 10%. Every time your credit report is reviewed, like for a new credit card or loan application, it is documented. This tells lenders how actively you're shopping for credit and how frequently. This documentation is referred to as inquiries. There are two general categories of inquiries that can appear on your profile: hard inquiries and soft inquiries. Hard inquiries appear when you apply for some form of credit from a lender. This can include a car loan, student loan, mortgage, new credit card, and more. The best way to think of this is when you purposely choose to have your credit reviewed in order to get a new line of credit. These inquiries stay on your credit reports for 2 years and can be seen by lenders or anyone who pulls your report. Soft inquiries are records of having your credit pulled for a reason other than determining your eligibility after a credit application. This can include when you ask for a copy of your own credit report, a promotional review for a pre-approved credit card, potential employers looking at a version of your credit reports as part of a job application process, or a lender you already have credit with reviewing your reports. These inquiries only stay on your reports for 6 months and don't appear to anyone who reviews them other than you. They also do not impact your scores, but are included on your credit reports so you can know who's looking at your credit profile. As you work to improve your credit score, you will want to obviously work on removing negatives from your payment history, as well as lowering your credit utilization by paying down debt. These two factors alone make up 65% of credit score determination. However, as with any strategy, you want to consider all factors where you can pick up extra points to increase your score. So you will also strategize on length of history, types of credit, and new credit inquiries, which make up the remaining 35% credit factor. In the following module, we will discuss strategies that can have a positive effect on all 5 credit scoring factors.
All right, awesome work, awesome work. What do you think about that, Coach Joseph? What do you think about that video?
All right, so remember when we first started talking, we talked about how credit repair companies make money off of people simply because people don't really know what the credit repair process is all about. Most of the time when you see and hear commercials, the first thing they say is we can remove everything off your report. We can remove all negative items, bankruptcy, student loans, we can remove anything. All right, so, but one of the things that was pointed out in this module is that there are 5 components that make up your credit score: payment history, credit history, debt utilization, credit mix, and types of credit. Now, here's the thing. Most credit repair companies, when they tackle your credit report, they tend to use brute force. and they tend to just wipe everything out. They remove everything. But remember, that only accounts for 35%. If they remove everything, now you're probably going to impact your credit history, because some of those accounts, although they may be negative, you've had those accounts for an extended period of time. So it gives you positive credit history. So, you know, there's a saying, having no credit is worse than having bad credit. So you got to address all of those different areas. So the payment history is 35%. That's pretty much what you do based on your actions. So you've got to pay your bills on time. If you're going to repair and build your score, you got to start to improve your payment history. But now the other 65% can be impacted through strategy. It can be impacted through strategy. And so our credit history, there are certain things that we'll learn to do, that we'll have access to, that can give us better credit history. There's certain things that we can do to improve our credit utilization, that we can do to ensure that we've got the proper mix and that we're applying for the types of we need to apply for. So we'll learn those things in some more modules, but understanding what makes up the score, it gives us a solid foundation. It's amazing the number of people who know they have a credit score but don't know how the credit score is calculated. So now you know how your score is calculated. You know exactly what is behind those 3 digits. So since you know what's behind those 3 digits, now we can start to figure out how to attack each area. Because that's the beauty about this process. You don't have to choose one area over the other. You can actually work on all areas at the same time. And that way you're putting forth maximum effort to improve your score.
Awesome, Joseph. Awesome. Check this out, because this is all about module training, and it was a good time during the video to take notes. So I want to know, people watching, I'm gonna give it time to say, if they can answer some of the questions. Pretty much we have 2 types of scores. Based on the video and what we learned, that's why I said we are learning how to do it ourselves. We are learning to become more aware of this. This is the Learn and Earn group, and we're doing our live training on our Smart Money Kit. So we're really trying to power people's lives, okay? So, does anybody, you can raise a hand, you can unmute if you want to say it. If not, before I get myself or Coach Joseph to answer, I'm going to see if anybody know the 2 types of scores that they can look. Oh, somebody got a hand raised. Hold on. Let's see who got their hand raised. Unmute. Miss Cherie, get your hand raised.
FICO and Advantage.
Awesome. Give her a hand. Good job, Cherie. FICO score and Advantage. Awesome. All right, here I got another question. All right. What about how many factors can play a part in impacting our scores? Anybody?
5, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me.
Somebody else. Criddle, go ahead and unmute you. How many?
I was gonna say 5.
You are exactly right. The other hand. Awesome. Look, hey, this is what we talking about. This is how we learning, yo. Okay, good. So we got the FICO, Advantage.
All right, Dr. Allen, I have a question. All right, so now that we know there are 5 components, what are those 5 components that make up our score?
Okay, you asking me, or you want somebody else to answer first?
I want somebody else to answer first.
Okay, I got another hand raised. Anybody? Name me one. Who can name me one?
Payment history.
All right, payment history.
Payment history. Let me ask you this: does anybody know what % of that payment history accounts for our credit score?
35.
Right, 35%.
That's exactly right. 35% payment history. The second type Anybody know?
Inquiries, right?
Okay.
Well, hard or soft inquiries can impact.
Yes, that's one of them. And you can, and we can go out of order. You know how we doing it, but the top two, the payment history is 35%. I'll give you a hint. This one is 30%. It is the blank
Amount owed.
amount owed. Good.
Amount owed.
Amount owed. That's
Mhm.
30% right there. Okay. And what did he say? It's good to try to keep our amount owed below what amount?
10%.
That's ideally, but you also
Ideally.
so let's say if you can't do 10%, which is that'd be awesome. But what do we should at least try to keep it under?
30%.
30%.
I think 30%.
That's correct. 30%.
30%. And Chris, let me say this. And when we say 30%, and we'll get into it in a later module. Sometimes you have a $500 credit card, and you're using $400 of that $500 credit. Then you're using 80%. You have 80% owed, and that negatively impacts your score. But if you added an additional $1,500 worth of credit to your actual credit purchasing power, now you have $2,000 worth of credit. And if you're using $400, you're only using 20%. So that's a way to impact your credit, the amount owed, and to add to your credit mix. So you can impact your score 2 factors through one activity.
Yeah, I like to say that if y'all don't get what he's saying, because I did that before in my past, where when I had a Capital One card, from let's say from college, it was a limit of 500. And if I was using 300 to 400, but however, I was doing good with my history, so I asked for a credit increase, a limit increase. And so by doing that, didn't mean that I just went to go spend the rest of that, but now my ratio right there, that debt on that, instead of saying, oh, you're using 400 or 500, now you're using 400 out of 1,000. See what I'm saying?
That's pretty smart.
Therefore, my rate, my 30%, it wasn't 40%, 80% like that. It went back down to 30%. And sometimes that's a strategy that we can use. And a lot of people know the credit will say, okay, I know I'm using this card may give me 4,000, and I know I'm getting close to it, and I'm paying it off, but I don't want to affect my score too much. So some ways they give you a credit limit. Now, I also see a lot of credit companies, when they get closer to holidays, they try to one time I didn't even ask for a credit limit, and they just gave it to you because they want you to go spend it and have the money to spend on the holidays and things. So we got to be smart about that as well. So use it for our advantage to help our credit score keep it under that 30% threshold. But just keep in mind what we're doing. We're not always trying to say spend more, but we want to use that to keep that score going up. Good point, Joseph.
And one other thing, let me ask this question of everybody. What do you think the purpose of having good credit? What's the purpose of having good credit? And because everybody here has a reason why they want to improve their credit. So there has to be some type of purpose. What do you think the purpose of having good credit is? And I'll let everybody go first. And
To lower in.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Mine is to keep the interest rates lower, so I can not have to pay so much back to the companies, so the rates won't be so high. A lot of times if I purchase a car, I'm purchasing at 21% interest and don't want a $10 car.
Okay. That works. So the purpose is to keep the interest low. Who's next?
For me, the purpose of a good credit score, like right now, I just started working up on my business with the LLC, so I want to, go harder with that with my business. But also, my husband and I are planning on getting a house by the end of the year. So I know credit is a big thing So we're both in the process of eliminating some things and adding as well.
Okay. So for you, the purpose is to position yourself to not only benefit personally, but as far as your business is concerned, to be able to purchase you a home and then do some things to expand your business. All right. So that's pretty good. We got one more.
Yeah, I don't know if they respond. I think they're watching, but I think they're in the crowd, so they got it on mute. Okay.
Okay. So what about you, Dr. Allen? What's the purpose of?
All right. So of course, my purpose was, in my 20s, I wanted to get a home. I had to get, that was one of the goals. I grew up, in Alabama, living in a trailer, just, being in apartments. And it's crazy. I'm sitting here in 8th grade, 9th grade, and I thought to myself, many people I see in apartment complex, people I seen standing before I got there, I come back 30 years later, they still there. And I said, that was something I said, I want to be able, to have the house, the Christmas lights and things like that. So my goal was to have a home and make large purchases and things. And go ahead. And that's what I wanted to do on that one. But now, I'm going to say you, because I know you're going to share some good things, what you can use it for. But the stuff I'm learning through my econ strategies and stuff, and ways I think about money, there's a greater sense that I really want to have my credit going on for future towards building wealth. But I'm sure you probably share something on there, and I don't want to take all the exciting news about the credit. So I'm just gonna be humble. I'm just gonna say I wanted to make my home purchase, and I still want to keep it up. So if I have to move, I continue. I just got a truck and things, so that was good. But low interest rate and things of that nature. Of course, people want to say it's better to have the money. If you got good money, you don't need the credit. But I'm telling you, if you have it wisely, it works tremendously. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to let you kind of talk about what we can use it other than major purchases. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, if you all see me and I keep getting up, moving, I'm in the back room in my back office, and my office is attached to my daughter's room, the twins. So I keep the door open and they keep closing the door. So we got a little battle going on right now. But as it relates to credit, one of the things we talk about in Learn and Earn is about shifting our mindsets for the purpose of shifting the income to build generational wealth. In shifting our minds and thinking about money differently, we got to think about credit a little differently. Yeah, we want credit to be able to lower the interest rates. We want to purchase our homes. We want to expand our business and things of that nature. But I want you to think about this. How do companies like Walmart put their products and services on their shelves? How do stores or restaurants like Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, McDonald's, how do they put their food, their products, the items that they need, how do they put those things in their restaurant? How do stores like Macy's and JCPenney's, how do they put clothes and things of that nature in their stores? You know how? It's because of credit. How's a car dealership able to build a new dealership and put a new fleet of vehicles out there? It's because of credit. They get credit extended to them for the purpose of purchasing the things they need to operate their business. And then they charge the customer and take the money from the customer and pay off the credit. See, we oftentimes use credit simply and strictly for personal benefit. We use it for personal benefit. We use it to finance our lifestyles, when in reality, we should be using that credit to not just simply finance our lifestyles, but to live out our dreams. We should position ourselves to have credit to increase our access to purchasing power. That's what we want to do. If we get a home along the way, let's get a home along the way, but let's do it in a manner where we're spending as less money, the least amount of money possible, so we can keep our credit in a spot where we can go and get some more things. So it's a real big part of our wealth building strategy. We're supposed to use this credit, and I'm glad Ms. Criddle brought it up about her business. We're supposed to use that credit to expand our business because our business is an asset. Am I correct, Dr. Allen?
That's correct.
We teach cash, asset, cash. So if we want to grow our business, then having good credit is a part of allowing us to grow that business. Because the more purchasing power we have, the greater opportunity we have for expansion. And when we can expand in a manner which we want to, we can increase residual income and have passive income and generate more through other investments. So credit is a tool. It has a purpose. It's one component as it relates to building generational wealth. And if used properly, it can give us access to just virtually any and everything that we need. Because we're no different than Walmart. So I just wanted to add that, Dr. Allen, let's think in terms of using this credit to position ourselves to grow exponentially. If we got to use it to purchase our home, let it be a small fraction of the purchasing power that we have. All right.
Great discussion. We have great discussion. Also, so let's talk about what we said about the 5 factors. Because I know you said what's our goal and why we're doing that. And one thing you said also about having credit with the business is part of the history. As they have good history, have they been doing things? Can other companies, count on that they're gonna get their return and money back? So, like I said, having a good credit score, because there's such thing a business credit score. I got some things I'm working on with that as well for business credit and things in the future. But also, the companies, they look at their track history as well. So the same thing. So 35% for pay history. We said the amount owed, we want to keep that. That's 30%. So we want to keep that under 30. And then Cherie said it. Ideally, the best thing we would like to do is 10%. And let me ask these people real quick for everyone. If y'all can remember, if you find out that your credit limit is almost maxed out, what is a strategy that we can do to get that amount owed, the debt to ratio low under 30? What can we do? Anybody remember? If I got 500 limit and I'm 400, almost maxed out that credit limit, what can I do? All right. No, I'll share it. Remember, we can get that credit increase, that credit limit increase.
Credit increase, yeah.
Right. All right. Now we're gonna talk about some things because we want to be careful about always doing that, because sometimes people can get denied, somebody can do this thing, and that goes out. All right. So number 3, talks about our what? Our blank of credit history. Our blank of credit history. Starts with an L. Payment history, amount owed, and the blank of credit history that we have.
Remember, we were talking about
the what?
Yeah, the length. Yep, absolutely correct. The length. Remember, we were talking about credit repair companies usually just go in and wipe everything off. Well, if the length of your credit history is a component in your score, you want to be careful with wiping everything off. So one of the things that we're going to look at when we're reading our report, we're going to look at the length and the time that things have been on our report. Because see, it's important to know how long something is supposed to be on your report so you can know how to attack and address disputing these items. Some things stay on your report for 10 years. Some things stay on your report for 7 years, some for 4. So if you have something on your report, even if it's negative, and it's in year 6, and it comes off in another year, it doesn't benefit you to have that removed, because those 6 years are positively contributing to the length of credit history. If you go and have that account removed from your credit report, you just lost 6 years worth of history. At least 6 years worth of history. So you want to be mindful of those things. We'll see that items that are 2 years and younger tend to have a greater impact on your score than something that's older than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to be careful about removing things that are close to their expiration date. We want to be careful. And so while it's going to be important for us to realize that while we're disputing things to remove, we're going to have to be adding items to our credit report to start to build new history. So this process is one that's going to require some balance. We're going to be doing some things simultaneously, but the length of history, that's 15%, right?
That's correct, 15%, and it's based on your age of your oldest, and age of your youngest.
Right. So when we talk about student loans and things of that nature, it's important to know that the length of that history contributes to 15% of your score.
All right.
All right.
Let's go on number 4. The different blanks of credits. The different blanks of credits. Let me hit unmute for everybody real quick. Anybody finish that sentence? The different blanks of credits?
Credit mix.
Credit mix, different types. The credit mix.
Oh, credit mix.
Different credit mix or different types of credit. All right. So give me who can give me a type of credit that we have?
Of course, the easiest is probably credit cards.
Okay, credit card. We're not making hard. Credit card. All right. So you got credit card. That's a mixed type of credit. What's another one?
We got home loans.
Home loan. Okay. Home mortgage. Okay. Mortgage. What else? What else? Another one.
Car loans.
Car. Okay.
Car loan. Yep.
Vehicle. All right. What's another? Anybody got another one?
Store credit card. Department credit card. Would that be different?
Okay.
Yes, because all those things fall into one or two categories. You got installment loans and debt, and then you got revolving debt. So yeah, having a lot of times people, this is one of those aspects of credit that people miss when we don't address the different types of credit. So some people think because they just got, they got one credit card that they got good credit. No, you got to go and get some other things. You got to have various sources, because creditors are looking for your ability to navigate good credit in different situations.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right. And that accounts for another 10%. Okay. So we said home mortgage. We said car loan, credit card, personal loan is what he's saying. Those are we get the installment loans. Okay. Personal. Another one, you may have property. On certain.
What about student loans?
Student loans, they can do some things. Because sometimes people may try to, depending on what banks and stuff, they may try to hold that against, you, but then sometimes I had to show that was, when I was in school, that, that didn't really try to hurt me as much when I was trying to get my mortgage and stuff. So all that stuff still playing a factor, because it's still going to show up in your credit report. Okay. And sometimes if we're not, we don't want to get delinquent and stuff like there. And sometimes, we got our grace periods, or while we in school, or the government, depending type of loan it is, sometimes the government be paying, the interest on it. So actually, to me, because it's showing good credit, sometimes when I was in school and I had a loan that long as the government was doing some things, that it was showing good history. It wasn't showing I wasn't delinquent on some of those things. So when you do come out that part, or sometimes we max out, deferred and stuff, and how many years we can get it, and we just keep deferring, but it's building interest, So we got to be careful to play that. So student loans is going to play a part of our credit score.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next, the last one. Depending how much blank credit we get. What's that song? It's a new season. It's a new day.
New credit.
It's a new season. It's a new day. A new credit card. New credit card coming my way, right?
Hey, and this is an area that people can get in trouble with, especially during the holiday season. It's funny you mentioned that, because credit card companies and even stores, department stores, they all run these specials. We'll give you 15% off if you apply for this card, things of that nature. So people, because they're not aware of what's on their credit report, they're not aware of what their score is, they tend to go and just apply. And so while you want to get new credit, you want to be careful about just applying for the sake of applying, because you don't want all of those hits, those inquiries on your report at the same time.
I used to do that all the time, because I would think that after a certain amount of time, certainly they should, with me not bothering my credit, certainly they should give me credit now. And at one point, I had like 23, and that was about the only thing that was on my credit, but yet I was still being denied for any credit.
Wow.
My credit was good. I thought my credit was good and stuff. And I remember I used to try to, one of the flat screen TV, doing those Walmart sales and stuff. Hey, you can, I didn't have the money in college. You can go ahead and pay $25 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I kept getting denied, and didn't know that was putting hard inquiries and stuff on me, which we're going to talk about the two types of inquiries. So we're about to finish up. But now that my credit good, they send me letters about come get the thing. I'm like, man, I don't want you. That song. Back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. Y'all on me. Man,
yeah.
So, hey, I was like, so I'm telling them back then they didn't want me. So now they're giving it to me like this. So it's certain department stores where if I am here more and I see that they got a lot of benefits, like you use your card, you can get 20%, 30% off certain major purchases. So I do that as a strategy, but I turn around and my wife can verify and vouch for me. I stand right there in line and then pull my debit card out and pay the balance, and I'm gone. See what I'm saying? That's usually a strategy in certain things I want to do. But yeah, there's some it's crazy how they can do that, and we got to be careful, because if we don't get approved, like you said, we find ourselves getting hurt by having all those types of inquiries. So my question is, how many types of inquiries can we have on our credit report?
Mm-hmm.
How many types?
2.
Who can name them?
What are 2 types?
Soft increase.
Hard increase, and what else?
And soft increase.
Soft. That's the last 10%. So 35 payment history plus 30 on the amount owed. That's 65. The length of history, that's 15%. All right. So that makes 80. Another 10% from the types of credit, mixed credit, that counts to 90, and the new credit counts for the other 10, 100%. So that's the whole circle of what we talked about. And I like how they said, Joseph, that they took good notes. And remember, there's 2 types: hard inquiries and soft inquiries. Anybody want to share on hard inquiries and things like that?
I will say my first experience with the hard inquiries was when I purchased my first vehicle, and I don't think they never told me, well, we're gonna see where we can get your loan from. So that's when I started looking at my credit score. I'm like, wow, these
that's right,
and credit cards, and it's like it's gonna be on there for 2 years. So that was my first experience with that, and then I saw my credit score, do a little dip, because it was, wasn't nothing else on the credit score. So
exactly right.
So I'm waiting on that to come off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was my first experience with the hard, because I don't think I have any soft ones. Mostly hard.
You exactly right, Coach Joseph. I'm telling you, she's exactly right, man. A lot of times they go in there and deal, and we just say, I just want a deal. and you know, and we take anything, and they just run in different banks, going to different banks, and not realizing somebody gonna find us, but hitting them hard inquiries.
Right. And so we see why, this is why, side note, this is why we do what we do, as far as trying to educate people on this type of information, these concepts, because within our communities, a lot of us lack the information. And so we get drawn into certain advertisements, certain deals. You know, the end of the year, come get this car. It's tax season. It's income tax season. And we see commercials that say tax refund sales. I mean, just think about that. There are tax refund sales, and they got car dealerships that are selling tax refund deals. You know, bring your tax refund in and we'll put you in a car. You know, or no money down. Save your tax refund, but no money down. Poor credit, bad credit, you know what I'm saying? We can get you in a vehicle. And it's a trap. It's a trap. And so, you know, this information that we got right here, knowing what's on our report, will prevent us from going to multiple dealerships to get a vehicle that we're probably going to get denied for, you know, or applying for a credit card that we know we're going to get denied for. See, when you pull your own report, it's not a hard inquiry. So before you buy or get ready to apply for anything, it's nothing wrong with you pulling your report and seeing where you stand. And then you can make an informed decision if you need to apply or not to apply.
Right. That's all. And we want, and ultimately, you know, about our club. Also, I like to talk about Joseph. There's 9-day challenge. We eventually want to keep growing and turn us to a club, you know, and reward our team members. You know, we have opportunity to get some shirts and stuff, getting that 750 club or 700 club, however you want to decide, y'all. You know, we're gonna do it. But it's amazing. I like the way that just through the training before we had the Smart Money Kit available, but using the stuff that I had through my econ, like a cash flow strategist, and just learn how to pay things off and do things on time and attend to other training, that when my credit got up, you know, I could even get a loan for $50,000, you know, on a home because of my credit, you know, that and my debt to income. So the stuff I learned come back around, I know within a year, they can say, hey, you can get approved over 100,000 and stuff. So the things work. Now I like it where I had the option where I have a relationship with the bank and things where I already know what the interest rate is. I don't have to go and let them run all my credit and pull, where I can possibly, you know, just go to the bank and say, I want you to help finance this. I already know what the interest rate is. I already know what my payment's going to be. And you don't have, and I know it's going to be one source that they're going to run it through. Okay. So there's different things that we can, that like I said, that's benefits of having good credit and what we want to learn. Okay. So she said that there's hard inquiry and it lasts about how many years? Hard inquiries? Anybody know?
Mm-hmm.
How many years hard inquiries?
5 or 2.
2. All right. But 2 sometimes long. All right.
Yeah.
And then we have the soft inquiries. All right. Anybody want to talk about, Joe, you want to expound, since do you know what soft inquiries and things may be we can do?
Well, basically soft inquiries, they don't have the same impact. Right. So sometimes people are running things to see if you are pre-qualified or things of that nature. And that's totally different from them actually moving to approve you and actually commit to a transaction.
Right.
So it's like if you pull your report yourself, then that's a soft inquiry. Mm-hmm. It won't negatively impact you. If someone is pulling to see if you're pre-qualified, that's probably going to classify as a soft inquiry as well. Yeah. You want to stay away from the ones where you're actually trying to purchase. You want to use those for when you know you're ready to make get the deal done. I like that. You want to use it for when you know. You want to use it for when you know. We want to limit the inquiries. All of them, soft and hard. But if it's got to be one, lean towards the soft because it does not impact you the way the hard inquiries do. Right, and that's typically about 6 months, you know, whatever we're going to do.
Another way, so I like to do about that credit monitoring. We pretty much answered the question. It's about what 9:48, and so we're gonna continue on. We got the week and stuff going on these 90 days, and we can continue. But I like to review, like the discussion, the feedback that we learned. Criddle, Cherie, y'all say y'all enjoyed this meeting tonight?
I enjoyed it. I really did.
We did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I know we have more people in the group who should have got on. I
A lot
invited.
of good teaching and everything.
Yeah, and so that's what we want to do, like that, and have in the Learn and Earn group. And so, like I said, each week, if you got people that you know that hey, they want to become a part, and of the group, let us know. They can come to you all. I'll let Joseph, he can talk about the invites and how people can get signed up as well. But there's something. One more thing I do want to share is about. Write it down. About the credit monitoring. All right. Because that's one way that I use and stuff to keep up with. That's a goal where I constantly look and see. There's nothing wrong with having credit entry. I believe that those may be like real soft, right? Checking your own. That's
Right.
That's real soft to monitoring programs, and they do have a system. It's a one-time payment for if you want to pay a year. How much is that a year, Joe? For the whole year?
$34.95. It's $34.95 for a year. 23, I think 95 for 6 months.
Right.
But and so Coach Allen, I'm glad you brought that up. But it's something that once we pull our reports and once we get deep off into it, then you can look at, we could talk about credit monitoring. You can look at options. You may have other options that you want to explore. But the reason why you want to go ahead and start thinking about credit monitoring is this. Anytime you devise a plan, and we'll talk about this a little more, and I'll share with you where a lot of that training will come in. But there's 4 functions of management that we all should adhere to. And this comes down to when you're trying to get any type of activity accomplished. You got to plan, organize, influence, and control or evaluate. And so here's the deal. In order to accomplish any goal, all of us are agreed that we want to improve our score. So that's the goal. So now we got to devise a plan. Okay? Our plan is the Smart Money Kit. Our plan is the 90-day challenge. It's the Smart Money Kit. Now we got to organize our activities. Well, fortunately for us, our activities are already organized in the modules. So we have a step-by-step guide on how we are going to attack and address our credit. And then we got to influence. We have to influence ourselves, motivate ourselves, but also in this group, we're influencing each other to carry out the plan, the steps that have been organized, okay? But finally, in order to make sure we know that what we're doing is correct and working, we've got to evaluate it. So how do we know that our credit is improving if we don't monitor it? How do we know if something negative or something bad pops up on our credit report if we are not monitoring it? So the monitoring piece is for the controlling, because when something happens, now we know how to go back and attack it and address it. So credit monitoring is something that we're going to discuss down the line, but those 4 functions of management, those are some of the guiding principles that I see that are being used in this Smart Money Kit.
Man, I love that. Everybody, I'm writing that down real quick. 4 functions of management. That is awesome, Joe. All right. So let me repeat that because I really like, look, here you go telling me things, man. So never stop learning. I love learning on different things, and I love this right here. Coach Joseph, here you go. You said 4 functions of management, to our goal, and our goal is to improve credit. All right, so the 4 functions, he said you got to plan, organize, influence, and evaluate. The plan, all right, we have a plan, a Smart Money Kit. Organize. Well, we got to organize because we're going to go through these modules. Influence through motivating each other, ourselves, one another, holding each other accountable. And eventually we want to start evaluating those things. And he said we can use that when we get into about, evaluate our progress and things through the credit monitoring. So, man, Coach Joseph, I love that right there. These right, I wrote them down. You can see it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, I take notes, man, because like you said, it's peek and learn. There we go. Learn from
Okay. And one final thing, we're gonna let you all go because we know it's getting kind of late.
Right.
On this training right here is a part of the Learn and Earn group, and we're doing Thursday nights specifically for the 90-day credit challenge. But now there's another piece, and Chris talked about it. We want to reward everybody that's participating for joining the challenge and inviting other people on. On Tuesday nights, Ms. Criddle, you mentioned that you want to do things with your business. So on Tuesday nights, we do training that's geared towards business development. It's geared towards us learning how to do things to expand our business, to grow them. It just so happened that Chris and I, our business is financial education, and Chris, Ms. Criddle and I, we work together, and she's a photographer.
Okay.
So she has a photography business, and she alluded to the fact that she recently just established an LLC. So we talk quite often about wanting to take it to the next level.
Right.
And on Tuesday night, we'll be offering training and coaching related to building your business. We'll show you how to take what we're doing right here as it relates to this credit challenge and how you can actually use that to build a business and get you some income that you can use to funnel and further grow your photography business. Right. So we're going to talk about some things that you're going to be able to use across the board. We're going to train on our cash flow manager application so that you can keep up with good records. We're going to show you how to use the cash flow strategies so you can identify your financial goals and set a target strategy on how to achieve them. One of the other things that I think we're going to need to do the next time, Chris, is I would like for us to go and get everybody to set up their identity theft ID defender, because if we're improving our credit and we're getting ready to monitor those things as a component of this income, the $35 income shifter membership, be nice to go ahead and get them to set up their ID defender so they can be protected on their end as well. And then we can dive off into the credit, the Smart Money Kit.
Okay, so next Thursday,
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and talk about our ID defender. Make sure everybody know how to go through and do that, and then we'll follow on. We start with module 2.
Right.
Module
And
2.
Yep. Do a recap of module 1, and then we go into module 2.
All right. It sounds good for me. All right. If there's no question, any questions?
No question.
All right. So Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30. Tuesdays we talk about the business side and things we're doing, how to build business. Part of our financial education business, and people can take that piece and expand upon it for their business that they already own. And on Thursdays, we go ahead and get back into this credit education training. All right, so that's it. Coach Joseph, anything else before we close out?
No, that's it. Thanks everybody for joining on with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Right.
This Coach Joseph, Coach Allen, we're part of Project Learn and Earn, where we hope to transform everybody into business owners. For the purpose of shifting their minds, shifting their income, and building generational wealth. Until next week, we'll see you then.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.